بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم الحمد لله رب العالمين والصلاة والسلام على خاتم الأنبياء والمرسلين وعلى آله وأصحابه والتابعين ومن تبعهم بإحسان إلى يوم الدين وبعد. Surely all praises belong to Allah the Exalted, the Creator, the Sustainer, and the Controller of all matters in the universe. And we invoke His peace and blessings upon His noble messenger, his family, his companions, and all those who follow them in righteousness until the end of time. My dear brothers and sisters in Islam, Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. Quite often in life, we ensure or we strive to ensure that we set the right goals. Because no one wants to find out after you've achieved certain things that this is not what you really wanted. In addition to setting the right goals, we also would like to know that when we achieve these goals, or that we are successful in achieving these goals. I came across a hadith that Shaykh al-Albani graded as Sahih that made me think that perhaps some of us at least might be setting the wrong goals in our lives. Perhaps we need to reevaluate and rethink the goals and the objectives we have set in our lives. In this hadith, the Prophet ﷺ tells us of the best things that a person can accumulate. The best things that a person can accumulate in this world. The Prophet ﷺ said, قَلْبٌ شَاكِرٌ, a thankful heart. A heart that is full of gratitude, that remembers to thank Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala in words and in deeds, of course, for His many blessings. A thankful heart. قَلْبٌ شَاكِرٌ. Not just a heart that finds pleasure when things are easy, but complains when things are bad or difficult. But a heart that remembers to be grateful and thankful when things are easy. And that heart is also grateful and thankful and patient when things are not so easy. So قَلْبٌ شَاكِرٌ, a thankful or grateful heart. وَلِسَانٌ ذَاكِرٌ, and a tongue that constantly remembers Allah, the Creator, the Controller. A tongue that constantly remembers Allah, the Creator and the Controller of all. وَزَوْجَةٌ صَالِحَةٌ, and a righteous wife. التي تعينك في أمر دنياك ودينك. A righteous wife, a good wife, who will help you and support you and collaborate with you and work with you في أمر دنياك, in the matters of this world, ودينك, and in the matters of your religion. So a wife, a spouse, that would be an asset in terms of helping you, sharing ideas. I know many brothers, they don't think that it's okay, or they don't feel that they need to consult their wives on certain matters. But how else is she going to help you in this world if you don't consult them? Talk with them. Listen to their ideas. في أمر دنياك ودينك. A wife, a righteous wife, a good wife who can help you in your worldly affairs as well as your religious affairs. The Prophet says these three things: a grateful heart, a tongue that remembers Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, that is in constant remembrance of Allah, and a righteous and a pious, a good wife, who can help you in your worldly matters and affairs as well as your religious affairs. خَيْرُ مَكْتَنَزَ النَّاسِ. These are the best things, the most valuable things that people can accumulate. These are the best things that people can accumulate and can pile up, so to speak. Iktanaza means to accumulate wealth that you feel is precious to you, or things that you feel are precious to you and valuable. Well, the most valuable things that anyone can accumulate is to be thankful, to have a thankful heart, a grateful heart, a tongue that is constant in remembering Allah, and a spouse who is a righteous and upright person, so that that person can be of help and assistance, an asset, as we say, to the husband in his or her worldly affairs, as well as in the affairs of his religion. These are the best things that a person can accumulate. So perhaps, brothers and sisters, we need to sort of reevaluate the priorities and the goals we have set in life. Maybe we're striving for the wrong things, and we've missed the real essence, the real valuable things. And as I've said, perhaps in the statement of the Prophet ﷺ, a righteous wife or a pious wife who can help you, who can assist you in not only your religious affairs but in your worldly affairs. I think the statement is very telling, because it opens up this door that should make us realize that our women, mashallah, our sisters, indeed have very valuable input that can help us tremendously in our worldly affairs and in our religious affairs. So we should not think that their ideas and their views and opinions are not valuable. In fact, this statement of the Prophet ﷺ would surely imply that husbands need to consult with their wives, talk with them, communicate with them, value their ideas and their input. Don't think that they don't know about it. So this statement can also teach us that our wives, our women, our sisters do have good ideas, valuable ideas, and that we should listen to them. We should pay attention to what they have to say, because their ideas could very well help us to manage in our worldly affairs as well as our religious affairs. So subhanAllah, in both they are a valuable asset, in both the worldly affairs as well as the religious matters. Because sometimes we tend to push them back and we think that they cannot have any good input in religious affairs. And we seem to think that only a male can become, mashallah, this great scholar of repute. But clearly, as the hadith teaches us, our sisters do have that potential, and we're probably missing out tremendously, brothers and sisters, especially brothers, of course, if we don't allow our sisters to help us. As the Prophet says, a woman, a good wife who can help you. They can't help, brothers and sisters, if they're not allowed the chance to help. They can't help if we don't give them the forum to help us, if we don't allow them to help us. Sometimes we see this, sadly, as our wives trying to control our lives. But in reality, that's not what it is. In some cases, that might be the case, but I do believe generally, in many cases, that is not the case. It's not that they're trying to control, but this is the level of openness we ought to have with them. Only then, mashallah, we can benefit from their ideas and their views and opinions and their knowledge that would help us in our worldly affairs as well as our religious affairs. So we need to reevaluate not only the priorities and the goals we have set in life, the things we would really like to achieve based on this hadith, but we should also pay special attention to the kind of relationship we have with our wives. As the hadith makes it clear, mashallah, they have a tremendously important role, a very valuable role that they can play in our own betterment. We just don't seem to realize this. And so we are missing out big time on life. So let us reevaluate this, brothers and sisters, and perhaps life itself will become a lot easier for us. Especially for the brothers, with this help from our wives, perhaps we will realize that life can indeed be a lot easier for us, a lot less filled of worries and anxieties, and we would find perhaps that our own relationship with our wives can become a lot better, and we would find a lot more peace and happiness. Many more times when we are able to smile and to laugh and be relaxed at home. May Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala bless all of us, and may He open up our hearts and minds so that we can understand His wonderful message, and we would be able to set the right goals in life. And may He help us to achieve those goals. May He inspire us and motivate us to hold firmly to the message that He has revealed. May He keep us all firm on the straight path, and may He forgive for us our shortcomings and our mistakes. أقول قولي هذا وأستغفر الله لي ولكم. السلام عليكم ورحمة الله وبركاته.